on, guys, welcome back, and today I'm going to be showing you my custom solo Star Wars story characters in LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens. And yes, this is another gaming video. I did this for Avengers Infinity War. When that movie came out, I did some custom Avengers Infinity War characters in LEGO Marvel Superheroes. And why are all these guys like coming up behind me like this? This is really weird. But yeah, I'll be showing you my custom characters for solo Star Wars story in LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens. And I know this is like a week early and it comes out next week, but I just wanted to get this video out to you guys. So, starting off with Han himself, I gave him this torso from a character in the game called Trinto Dwaba, and it isn't entirely accurate to Han Solo's jacket in the movie. It's just the dark brown jacket used on old Han Solo in the game. I just thought like the shirt underneath is way too bright, and also the jacket color is way too dark. In the Solo movie, he has more of like a light brown with a darker shirt underneath, so it's like the reverse of that color. So I gave him the Trinto Dwaba torso. I gave him reddish brown arms with light nougat hands. I gave him the same hips and legs, though, from the Force Awakens Han Solo. I gave him the Resistance Trooper head, or like the Resistance head, because it just had like, it was the only head I could find in the customizer that had like the right kind of young resemblance to Han Solo. I gave him Anakin Skywalker's hairpiece because it was the best hair choice that I could find for Solo. And for his weapon, of course, I gave him his trademark blaster. I don't know the name of the blaster, but this is the blaster that he uses in the game. And of course, I gave him that blaster. So that's pretty much it for Han himself. Quite a bit changed, actually, from his game appearance. Next up, we have Lando. And he has more of like a yellow torso, like a completely yellow torso in the movie with two like black stripes down the side, but there wasn't like a plain yellow torso in the game, and this one has a jacket, which isn't entirely accurate, but it was the best I could find. I got this torso from Blast Tyron. I also used the Blast Tyron arms in the game, so that's the torso and arms that I used. I gave him reddish brown hands, of course. I gave him the TIE Pilot leg print because it has kind of the two stripes that he actually has on his outfit in the movie and in the actual Lego sets. So even though it doesn't have it on the torso, I tried to copy it on the legs. And the hip piece I went with was Emperor Palpatine's. The head is not the Lando head from the game. I don't know which head this is, but it was the best I could find for kind of a young-looking Lando, played by Donald Glover in the movie, interestingly enough. I also gave him Poe Dameron's hairpiece, and I gave him this cape, which, when you go to the second customizer row in the middle slot, actually, there's a cape for the character, which I believe is actually from Lando in the game, is where this cape is from. So it actually works perfectly, and he does have a cape in the movie, or he does in the Lego sets, at least. And he has a silver blaster in Lego, which I don't know if it isn't, or I don't know if that is entirely accurate to the movie, because in the trailers and clips, we don't really see what kind of blaster he uses. So I gave him Captain Phasma's blaster, because in Lego he has a silver blaster. So that's the blaster I used for Lando. And that's pretty much it for Lando. Now moving on to our next character, we have Tobias Beckett, who I believe is the character that recruits Han Solo. He's played by Woody Harrelson in the movie, and so he's the character that recruits Han Solo to kind of the crew, as he says in the trailer, a big shot gangster putting together a crew. So I gave him this Rebel torso, or Resistance torso, I don't know which one it is. He has kind of a tan jacket in the trailers and stuff. You don't really get a good look at his legs, though. So I gave him the Resistance or Rebel Trooper torso with dark tan arms, dark stone gray hands, because he does have gloves in the trailers. And I gave him the Kinzith torso and legs. And I also gave him the Kinzith head, because I thought it bared the most resemblance to Woody Harrelson with the kind of scruff and beard that he has going on. And I also gave him the old Han Solo hairpiece, not the old, like, as in old Lego version, but the old, like, Force Awakens version. And I gave him this blaster from one of the Kanji Club members, because I thought it was the most accurate to kind of his weapon that he wields in the movie. He has kind of an old-fashioned blaster in the movie, so I don't know if it's entirely accurate, because it's kind of a 1 second shot where you see him shooting at one of the range troopers. So, you could definitely use a different blaster, because when you give him that blaster in the game, it gives him this staff, which is definitely not accurate, so it depends on what you want to do, but for what I could see in the trailers, I think this is the most accurate to his blaster. So then, moving on from Tobias Beckett, we have Val, who is another kind of ally of Tobias. So I gave her the Chief Petty Officer Unamu from the First Order, which is very similar to any First Order technician torso, but I gave her that torso. I gave her black arms, reddish-brown hands. I gave her Darth Maul's hips and Darth Vader's legs, because you don't really get a good look at what her pants design is. I give her any reddish-brown female face print, because when you give her like a reddish-brown head and you use any generic female face print, the white lines show through on the reddish-brown head, so any reddish-brown female face print works fine. And then I gave her this really poofy hairpiece, because I thought it was the best to kind of her outfit, or her hairpiece in the movie, or like her hair in the movie in general. And she does have kind of a fur collar on her, or like on her outfit in the movie. And you could use the Starkiller base Han Solo, but that has like a blue outfit, not black, so I couldn't find a torso that worked good for kind of the fur collar. So I just gave her this torso, and I gave her a Sidon Thanos blaster, because she has a very large blaster in the movie, and I thought this worked the best for her blaster. So that's pretty much it for Val. Moving on to our last character, we have Kira, and she's probably the lamest here. I just used Rey's Resistance torso, light tan arms, light nougat hands. I gave her the Death Star Trooper, or Death Star Trooper legs and hips, because she has plain black pants and I just wanted to give her kind of detailed, or like a detailed leg print. So that's the legs that I used. I used Rey's hairpiece because in one shot in the newest trailer her hair does look like this. And just give her any generic female face print, not Rey's, because if you give her Rey's it'll just look like basically a paste and copy of Rey. And I gave her the same blaster as Han. So that's pretty much it for this showcase on my custom Solo Star Wars Story characters. Let me know what you guys think of these characters in the comments, and if you are excited for Solo Star Wars Story. I'll definitely tell you I'm pretty excited, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Here's Han and Chewie standing right next to each other, and 150 years old? You look great! But yeah, definitely let me know if you guys like these characters, and if you're excited for a Solo Star Wars Story. And this woman is creeping up behind us, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a great day. Take care.